Alright guys, welcome back to another Fortnite video, and in this one, it is time to go over a bunch of update news. We have got an update just around the corner coming very soon, and we're going to be covering a bunch of stuff like the drum gun very likely returning, also planes and more, info about 16 player parties, which is crazy, stuff to do with the 5th rune and things happening with that, as well as a little bit of an update on the time frame of like when the overtime challenges could be happening, and a bunch of other stuff. So it's going to be a very informative video. Going to be going over a bunch of new stuff in the game, and if you guys do find this video helpful, be sure to use my supporter creator code TheLlamaSir. I appreciate it a ton, and shout out to these people on screen for using my creator code and leaving a comment on one of my previous videos. So if you want a chance at getting a shout out in one of my future videos, be sure to use my supporter creator code and leave a comment on this video or one of my future videos. On top of that, guys, be sure to hit that subscribe button if you are new to the channel to stay in the know with Fortnite news, and also hit that like button down below if you are excited for season 9. But let's go ahead and jump into the video here, guys, with the first thing I want to talk about, which is basically that we seem to have a more expected time frame for the overtime challenges. Now, if these overtime challenges are already out when you're watching this video, the overtime 2 challenges, just skip ahead in the video like a minute or so. But in case you're here watching this video like right after it's released, you're an awesome subscriber or something like that, I wanted to get this info out to you guys because you've probably seen my previous video on the overtime challenges and stuff like that. But basically, we expected that these overtime 2 challenges would release fairly soon and maybe give us about a week or so to get them done. However, we just got more info about that, and basically this comes from a Fortnite creative subreddit post by one of the employees at Epic Games, the Stevie T, and he put up a PSA on last Wednesday to include coins on your upcoming island submissions. And along with that, within the things that he says next week there will be a challenge for all players to collect coins in creative, which basically pretty much confirms the overtime 2 challenges and that there's going to be a challenge like this, since this is what they did last time with the first overtime challenges. They had that one where you had to go through creative islands and collect coins. So this pretty much, you know, confirms that that is exactly what's happening. And as for him saying next week, again, he made this post last Wednesday, so I would expect to see these either this Wednesday or Thursday. That is my guess, because that would make the most sense. Keeping it going here with the next thing I want to talk about, though, guys, this is actually that the Inferno bundle is in this store, at least like in the US. Again, sometimes it's different for different regions, it releases at different times, but I just happened to check, and yeah, the Inferno bundle is in the shop. Not sponsored to talk about this, I just wanted to get you guys the info in case you were wondering like when this was going to be coming out or like what's in it. But apparently it says that you can get well, obviously the Inferno outfit, and then on top of that you've got Inferno's challenges, unlock a pickaxe and a wrap, as well as up to 1,000 V-Bucks as you complete a total of 6 daily challenges, whatever that means. But yeah, that's what it says right here. So yeah, guys, just a heads up in case you were curious about that. So there is the info that we have right now. But keeping it going here, guys, let's talk about the brand new, pretty crazy thing that has just been added into the game. And this is actually like insane. We might actually have to do some stuff with this, but basically they added like huge team lobbies, or more specifically, I guess what they're calling it is large party support. But basically, you know how when you get into game, you know, you invite your friends to play with you, you can only have, you know, 3 friends join you, so you have a party of 4. However, with this update that just released today on April 30th, you can now have, listen to this, up to 16 players in your party, which is absolutely crazy. That is so many people to have in a party. Now, I know what you're probably thinking. What are you going to be able to do with up to 16 players? Well, it's actually pretty cool. For one, you can actually go into large team limited time modes with your party of up to 16 players. So that's right, guys. I haven't like really tested this out myself yet. They just announced this a little bit ago as I'm recording this, so I'm definitely going to have to test it out more. But I'm assuming like you could talk with everybody in the party. I mean, again, I'm not 100% sure, but that would make the most sense. But going into like, you know, Team Rumble with a full team of people, being able to like strategize and stuff like that, that'd actually be pretty crazy. On top of that, also like you know, food fight, if that comes back, or some of those other modes. You could also do the Avengers Endgame mode, obviously. Of course, you could probably do that. So that's really cool overall. I'm excited to maybe try that out a bit. On top of that, though, you can also go into creative with up to 16 players in your party, which is definitely pretty nice. Before, I think it was only like 8 maybe. So that's definitely pretty nice for doing like, you know, creative game modes and having fun with your friends. So, you know, I'm happy with that. That's going to be a lot of fun to mess around with. Definitely going to have to try it out. But then after that, guys, let's talk about some really big info right here. That is the possibility of the drum gun returning into Fortnite, as well as the bouncer. According to some like official official stuff that has been shown in game. Like, this is an in-game clue. You can actually go up to it in playground or in a regular match and see this, and it seems to be what the thing in the center is. Like, we're connecting all of the dots here, and it's seeming to make more sense. So yeah, guys, it looks like in some way maybe like certain vaulted items are going to return or something like that, and there are a bunch of things pointing towards this, so let's just go ahead and jump into it. So basically, if you want to take a look at this first thing yourself in game, or let's just watch it right here on the video, basically you want to go over to the Loot Lake dig site. Obviously a ton of stuff has been happening here, you know, with the ruins and things like that, but you don't actually want to look there. Instead, you want to go up to like one of these buildings that's looking over this, you know, big metal thing in the center of Loot Lake. If you go into this building right here, you will see that there's a bunch of monitors on the wall, and on those monitors, at least like right now, are previous items that have been vaulted. Like, taking a look at this one right here on the bottom left, you have got what is very clearly the drum gun, which, guys, pretty much means that they're looking at maybe or hinting at it possibly returning. And if you guys weren't around for this, I mean, like, it was a pretty crazy item back in the day. It really was like the overpowered meta type item that a lot of people used. It was really good at, you know, breaking through structures. I think it had like 50 shots in a magazine. It had pretty good damage. You know, it had a decent fire rate, and again, it could just, you know, wreck through like wooden structures and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm getting distracted, but on top of that, you also have the bouncer, which then leads us into another thing right after this. But yeah, the bouncer is showing up right here. Very clearly can tell that that is indeed the bouncer. I would love for that one to come back. But all of that together, guys, if you then take a look to the right, there is this whiteboard which shows the whatever thing. We need like a name for the thing in the center of Loot Lake, but you know, just that metal thing. However, the more interesting part is if you take a look near the bottom, it says vault with a question mark, of course, meaning that this thing right here could be the vault that is containing these items, which sounds very, very crazy, guys. It's very possible that this could have to do with, you know, seeing certain items return in some way. I've seen a rumor floating around on Twitter and Reddit that maybe we're gonna have to like vote on different items and weapons to return, because like if you also take a look back, there's like 4 extra monitors that are probably going to get filled up with stuff. So I don't think they'd bring all of those items back at once, so that could definitely make sense. On top of that, going way back when to the beginning of season 8, or like right before it, there was a teaser that was put up that said something along the lines of like, loot that is lost can always be found, and we didn't really know what that meant, but it could definitely be connecting to this. So yeah, guys, I think it's very, very likely that we could be seeing one or some of these items returning, so I definitely wanted to cover that in today's video. That is some awesome stuff. And before we move into the next thing, reminder, guys, if you were curious about like when season 9 is releasing, or like when the season 9 battle pass is releasing and some details about that, be sure to check out my previous video covering like a bunch of the details we know about the season 9 battle pass. There will be a link to that video down below in the description, and also in the pinned comment below, and even a card at the end of this video. So if you want to wait until the end, just click that card and go straight to that. But moving on to the next thing I wanted to bring up, this is just a really quick thing. We won't spend much time on it, but basically I just kind of found it funny that recently there's been like some weird bug in the game where like the 4th rune just continuously redoes its animation of like locking into the center, and also sometimes like teleporting away from that thing up near Loot Lake on the hill. Again, if you haven't seen that, that was like where the 4th rune was. I missed it. It happened very, very fast, but apparently there was like something that went on with these squares, and then you had to like hit some stuff and it made the rune, you know, activate and then fly to the center and like lock in or something like that, you know? Not a huge deal. We're still waiting to see where the 5th rune is going to show up. I don't believe it's showing up quite yet. All right, guys, quick update. I just wanted to interrupt right here because something actually happened with the 5th rune. The 5th rune has shown up in the center of Loot Lake. So if we slowly turn around, slowly there it is right there. Yes, the 5th rune is you know, right here. So basically yeah, you can take a look at the symbol right here, which appears to be a volcano. At least that's what it seems to be for me. And I mean, look at the volcano back there in the background, compare it right here to this symbol. Yeah, it looks pretty similar right there. So I'm not sure exactly like what the challenge is going to be. I would guess that it has something to do with the volcano, so maybe, you know, we will have to go over there and do something. But yeah, I just wanted to update you guys on that because it has shown up. That means that this event or whatever, you know, the 5th rune is almost about to be ready. So that's pretty crazy. I'm excited to see what exactly is going to happen, because then again, it means that we're gonna have to know what is going on with this stuff up in here. And you know what? Let me check inside of here real quick. Feel like they might have added something else. Yeah, there you guys go. That appears to be a Stormwing. So a Stormwing could be another one of the items that is coming back. That is pretty crazy. And we also have 3 more of these up here probably going to finish off with the last week or so of the season, so that stuff's probably going to be happening soon. So yeah, there's a quick update on that stuff. Let's get back into it. On top of that, guys, is a little quick update. If you take a look at the volcano, it's, you know, going a little bit crazy right now. As you guys know, like when the runes lock in, the smoke above the volcano has started to, you know, like darken and get bigger, but now it's starting to like do this weird tornado effect where it's like spinning around. But yeah, I mean, it's pretty obvious that something's going to be happening soon with the volcano. That's pretty clear, and it's probably going to be something big. Could have to do with the rune skin as well. In fact, you know what? Now that I'm thinking about it even more, it would probably make the most sense that whatever is going on with the volcano does connect in some way to Rune, simply because, well, we got Rune unlocked, but nothing really happened with him. I mean, I think it was around the time that we got like the Loot Lake event type stuff to start, but nothing really, you know, specifically to do with Rune. And like they made a big deal of Rune by posting about him on Twitter and stuff like that, but still we never really knew what was happening with him. So I do think that he likely has to do with the volcano. Maybe it's going to erupt or something like that, which probably would make the most sense. I mean, how can you have a volcano and not have it erupt? I mean, that's what a volcano is for. So yeah, I'm expecting to see something to do with Rune and this volcano, but that's just my idea on it right now. So something to keep in mind. We'll keep track of that and see exactly what's going to be happening really soon. But then after that, guys, we got some info of a potential bug fix that could be happening soon. Apparently there's been like this weird bug where like the drift board sometimes has an issue with its hitbox. Maybe you've run into this a little bit where like the hitbox has been pretty buggy sometimes. Like I've seen some clips where it's just like it doesn't even really make sense like where the hitbox even is. So apparently that is being looked into, according to Magist, in response to a post about this bug. But basically he said, you know, pretty simply, thanks for the report, we'll take a look at this. So yeah, again, it appears that they are looking into this and looking into getting it fixed. So yeah, guys, in case you've run into that bug at all, you know, it's being looked into and hopefully it'll be fixed soon. There has been some interesting bugs floating around the game recently. Like I forget which ones I ran into like last night, but hopefully they get those under wraps. And by the way, have you guys been running into any bugs? Be sure to comment down below because I'm curious if you guys have as well. I'd be curious to see which ones you guys have run into, or like which ones are the most prevalent, because there has been a few now that I'm thinking about it. But yeah, be sure to leave a comment down below. But anyways, guys, that is going to be it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, be sure to hit that subscribe button down below for more update news coming out in the near future. On top of that, you can check out some of my previous videos here, such as on the left, going over Season 9 Battle Pass details, and then on the right, the Overtime Challenge rewards. But yeah, guys, again, hope you enjoyed today's video, and I will see you in the next one.